Well, I just want to say I uh, I looked at Julia Hartley's TV talk. I found it so fascinating. All the Julia dodges around these questions, but she's more direct than most people. And Richard Voles, he's such a nice guy, but he deviates and he tries to just go around things and whatever else. And Julia says to this Labour woman, she says, does a woman or does a man have a penis or does a woman have a penis? And the Labour woman looked at her and said, well, no, he doesn't. She doesn't have a penis. And Julia and I just, if you would ask that to somebody in 1970, they would have said, why would you ask that? There's two people. There's a man and there's a woman. It's nuts. This whole thing is just nuts. No wonder England is nuts. We don't have this problem in America. No. Most people from the South or the West or wherever they're from, there's a man and there's a woman. And they get married, a man and a woman. There's no marriage between other people other than a man and a woman that's ever thought about in normal way. And then Julia says to the Labour woman, well, what's Labour going to do to make it all better? And she was talking about energy. And the woman said, she hooed and she hard. And we all know it's oil, fracking, coal. That's it. That's all your energy is. Wind and solar are like 5-8%. You can't run the country on it. You haven't found the fuel yet. Everybody needs to be looking at converting grass or whatever into sustainable fuel like oil. But right now it's oil or coal or wood, and that's all we have. We don't have solar. We don't have wind. It doesn't produce enough. That's just life, isn't it? Isn't that just the truth? And as for England, no one's going to get a pay raise. Everybody can go on strike all they want. You're not going to get a pay raise. You've got to get rid of between 10 and 15 million people. Supply and demand. You have too much demand with no supply, so everything is skyrocket. I think Tesco's is funny. They put a lock on meat. And then all these stupid people that talk about we're going to get rid of meat. Of course you're not going to get rid of meat. England is known for its bacon. And as for that stupid stuff that started, you can't in the workroom have a fridge with bacon in it. Of course you can. It's England. It's not India. It's not Pakistan. It's not Tehran. It's England. It's full of bacon, full of sausages. I mean, this is just crazy stuff you do. When I go to somebody's house, I'm going to be their guest. If I normally don't eat fish and they serve up fish, I'm going to say how nice the fish is and I'm going to eat it. Because I'm thankful. I would be so thankful if I came from India to England. I would be so thankful and I would be English. I'd dress in English clothing. I would eat Cornish pasties. I would be normal. I would be a complete normal Englishman. I would drink cups of tea and so on. The only time that I really have regretted is the Carry On team now are all dead or very, very old, but that was England. Sid James, Tony Hancock. I mean, the radio program In a Minute with Kenneth Williams. I mean, this was just England. Get back to being England. If people don't want to observe English traditions, then let them go somewhere else. But England needs to be England. Anyway, it's very interesting, and it's very damaging watching what you're doing to the country, but I know you've been doing it for 40 years. As for getting rid of 10 or 15 million people, I don't know. You'll all have to come up with that. But you can't just keep on like you are, because it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay, well, thanks very much. Bye-bye.